Yeah, can we please have Gabe start by himself?
I don't wanna be crazy no more. Every time I think you're gonna walk out of my door, I start to jump to the conclusion you don't love me no more. Babe, give me something to work with, can you just reassure?
When Erykah Badu stepped onto that stage in March 2025, nobody in that room was ready for what they were about to see. The audience froze, the internet lost its collective mind, and people watching at home found themselves hitting pause just to confirm their eyes weren't playing tricks on them. What Badu wore that night was a flesh-toned bodysuit with curves so exaggerated and so intentionally provocative that within hours, 3 completely different theories emerged about what it all meant. Some viewers recognized ancient art in those sculptural lines, while others saw a painful chapter of Black history being referenced on a national stage. Millions more looked at that silhouette and thought they were watching cosmetic surgery trends get dragged to absurd extremes. Erykah Badu has spent nearly 3 decades making people uncomfortable while forcing them to think, and this moment might represent her most brilliant provocation yet. She named the outfit the full figure form, and that's about all she was willing to say about it. Everyone had an opinion, everyone had a theory, and Badu offered no explanations whatsoever. What's good, family? Welcome back to Neo Soul House, the place where we celebrate the music, the culture, and the incredible stories behind the artists who shape the sound we love. If you're new here, this channel is all about creating a positive space where we can come together and appreciate neo soul, R&B, and the journeys of the artists who poured their hearts into this music. No negativity, just love for the art and the people who made it. Before we get into today's video, I have to take a moment to say happy holidays to each and every one of you. This time of year is all about gratitude, and I am genuinely thankful for this community we're building together. We just hit 200 subscribers, and I can't tell you how much that means to me. The words of encouragement you've been leaving in the comments, the support, the love, it keeps me motivated to keep bringing you these stories. Knowing that you're enjoying the content makes all the research and late nights worth it. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here. Now let's get into it. The night everything changed. The 2025 Billboard Women in Music Awards went down on March 29th at the YouTube Theater in Inglewood, California, with Laverne Cox hosting a room filled with music's biggest names. One woman owned that entire evening, and her dominance extended far beyond the Icon Award she came to collect. Erykah Badu appeared in a sculptural brown bodysuit featuring dramatically exaggerated breasts and a protruding backside that seemed to defy the laws of physics, and the energy in the room shifted immediately. Summer Walker presented the award after setting an emotional tone with something deeply personal, calling Badu her idol and mentor since the age of 12. What Walker revealed next caught most people off guard, though. Erykah Badu, who happens to be a certified doula, personally delivered Summer Walker's twin sons back in December 2022. This gathering of women honoring one of their own became something more than an award show moment. Badu's acceptance speech leaned all the way into that feminine energy as she celebrated what she called the womb of the world, the womb of life, the wombiverse of all things, declaring women the smartest creature on planet Earth. Her words carried power, but the audience remained visibly distracted by what she wore. The 22-year-old genius behind the suit. The designer who created that viral bodysuit turned out not to be some established fashion house veteran with decades of experience. A 22-year-old from Dallas named Myah Hasbany crafted every stitch, and the connection between artist and designer runs deeper than most people realize. Hasbany graduated from Booker T. Washington High School for the Performing and Visual Arts. the exact same school Erykah Badu attended years earlier. Their first meeting happened in 2020 when Badu visited the school for her annual birthday show auditions, and Hasbany showed up wearing one of their early hand-knit designs, despite not being a dancer. What Hasbany did instead was freestyle to Aphex Twin music, which impressed Badu enough that she purchased the piece on the spot. That spontaneous moment launched a 5-year creative partnership between them. Over 200 hours of handwork went into creating the bodysuit, with the project stretching across nearly an entire year. Hasbany sourced vintage mohair and yarns from eBay to hand-knit almost the entire garment, eventually stitching together 8 different crocheted pieces stuffed with padding light enough for Badu to perform in. When asked about the inspiration behind the design, Hasbany refused to give anyone a straight answer, mentioning only a lot of different reference points, while deliberately withholding any single source. The designer wanted people to come to their own conclusions, and that's exactly what happened. The ancient goddess theory. One group of viewers started making connections to something ancient within hours of Badu's appearance, and by ancient, we're talking 30,000 years ancient. The Venus of Willendorf is a small limestone figurine discovered in Austria back in 1908, standing only 4 inches tall while remaining one of the most recognized pieces of prehistoric art in the world. What makes this figurine distinctive are its exaggerated features: prominent breasts, a rounded abdomen, wide hips, and yes, a dramatically large backside that mirrors what Badu wore on that stage. Scholars have debated its meaning for over a century now, with many believing it functioned as a fertility symbol representing either a goddess or an ideal of feminine power. Approximately 144 similar Venus figurines have been found across Europe and Asia from the Upper Paleolithic era, suggesting this imagery held widespread cultural significance. Badu herself appeared to lean into this interpretation after the show ended, sharing what CNN described as a Venus-related theory on her Instagram stories. Her caption on the outfit video read, "A lil hippie, rise of the dark divine feminine," and that phrase echoes the fertility goddess interpretation almost directly. One viewer on social media put it bluntly by writing, "It's Venus! Oh my God, please put art education back into the schools." That represented only one interpretation of many, though, because a much darker chapter of history surfaced in the minds of many Black women watching that night. The painful history nobody wanted to remember. While some viewers recognized ancient fertility goddesses in those curves, others saw Sarah Baartman, and for those unfamiliar with that name, this history lesson still hurts. Sarah Baartman lived from 1789 to 1815 as a Khoikhoi woman from South Africa who was enslaved and then exhibited in European freak shows because of her physique. White audiences in London and Paris paid money to gawk at her body, treating her as entertainment, as something exotic, as less than human. The name Hottentot Venus was sometimes applied to her, a term that remains painful for reasons that should be obvious to anyone with historical awareness. Sarah Baartman now stands as a symbol of colonial exploitation and the historical fetishization of Black women's bodies. And when Badu walked out in that exaggerated bodysuit, that's exactly who many Black women thought of immediately. Singer Tannerell commented directly on Badu's Instagram post with the words, "I thought of Sarah Baartman the entire time." TikTok user @MostHighFoods made the connection explicit by noting that Baartman remains a reminder how Black women's bodies are used, abused, and appropriated. One Twitter user attempted to educate confused viewers by writing, "Erykah Badu isn't mocking BBLs, but she was making a statement as Black women like Sarchi Baartman were once displayed in shows to entertain white people." For these viewers, Badu wasn't celebrating anything at all. She was holding up a mirror to centuries of exploitation. Real quick, if you're enjoying this video and you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We just crossed 200 subscribers and we're on our way to 300. So if you're not part of the Neo Soul House family yet, we would love to have you. Drop a comment down below and let me know your thoughts, because I read every single one of them. All right, let's continue. The BBL theory that split the internet. Not everyone watching that night was thinking about history or ancient art, because millions of people looked at that padded bodysuit and saw one thing only: Brazilian butt lifts taken to ridiculous extremes. The BBL has emerged as one of the most popular cosmetic procedures of the past decade, creating a very specific silhouette that's become almost ubiquitous in entertainment and social media. Many viewers concluded Badu was satirizing that trend by exaggerating it to absurdity, and the Shade Room compiled some of the funniest reactions that spread across platforms. One commenter wrote, "She basically telling y'all leave them BBLs alone," while another posted, "She's making fun of BBLs in front of a room of BBLs. This is top-notch comedy/trolling." Someone compared her appearance to that classic SpongeBob episode where Squidward eats too many Krabby Patties and inflates to cartoonish proportions. The response wasn't all jokes, though, because some women who have had cosmetic procedures felt personally targeted by the display. Social media was ablaze with takes, as the reaction grew genuinely divisive. And somewhere in that room, according to reports, someone even shouted, "This is a public place. You ought to be ashamed." Whether that outburst was about the outfit or the performance remains unclear, but the intensity of the reaction showed how personal this had become for people on all sides. Why Badu refuses to explain. What makes this whole situation so perfectly Erykah Badu is that she won't tell anyone what the outfit means, and neither will her designer. CNN interviewed Myah Hasbany about the inspiration, and Hasbany's response was fascinating. "I don't want to say where the exact reference came from. I'm much more interested in other people's speculations." Hasbany added that Badu chose that moment to make that statement, and said they'd rather leave it up to her to define the messaging. Badu isn't defining it either, though. She shared Venus-related content, talked about the divine feminine, and made those padded cheeks clap during her performance of "Annie Don't Wear No Panties," but she never sat down to explain exactly what she meant by any of it. Dallas lifestyle influencer Dr. Keith Harley understood this approach perfectly when he said Badu's outfit was a creative expression with a message, and what she did was leave the message up to you, for you to determine what you got from it. And that's how a creative mind that is a genius thinks. Fort Worth designer Sean Florence, whose credits include work with Taylor Swift and Beyoncé, praised Badu as an eccentric provocateur and described this look as simply Erykah giving us Erykah, with all of the avant-garde frills she loves to gag us with. A fashion icon who's been doing this for decades. Erykah Badu has been provoking people with fashion since before many of her critics were born. And what some people forget is that this behavior represents a consistent pattern across her entire career. Just months before that Billboard appearance, she received the 2024 CFDA Fashion Icon Award, an honor previously given to Beyoncé, Rihanna, Zendaya, and Lady Gaga. Andre 3000, the father of her son, presented the award and called her one of the most original and unique human beings I've ever known. CFDA Chairman Tom Brown declared that Erykah Badu and fashion are synonymous. Her greatest fashion hits read like a museum catalog at this point. The hot pink dress with matching head wrap at the 1997 Grammys, the shaggy raffia vest from Lilith Fair 1998 that now sits in the Smithsonian's National Museum of African American History, and the moment in 2001 when she shaved her head and showed up bald to the Grammys. Who could forget 2010, when she stripped completely nude while walking through Dealey Plaza in Dallas for her window seat music video, filmed guerrilla style in one take? Badu has explained her philosophy with the statement, "I view my hair and clothes as functional art," adding that, When it comes to fashion, I create a functional art that moves. At the CFDA Awards, she put it even more directly. This is sport for me. I don't feel right if I don't leave the house and my shtit's not together. The truth that ties it all together. What the full figure form actually means depends on who you ask, because three interpretations coexist simultaneously without any of them being wrong. Is it a tribute to ancient fertility goddesses worshipped 30,000 years ago? Is it a reclaiming of Sarah Baartman's exploited image? Is it satire aimed at modern cosmetic surgery trends? The uncomfortable answer is that it might be all three at once, and that's exactly what makes the piece work as art. B00TY's cultural analysis framed it perfectly by writing, "The commodification of black bodies from subjects of mockery to vessels of imitation is a well-studied phenomenon, but Badu's outfit is certainly the most visually overt in recent years." The piece arrived at a moment when current cultural shifts are trending toward conservative ideals, thinness, whiteness, and general anti-blackness, and Badu wearing that outfit strikes while the societal iron is particularly hot. One Instagram commenter captured why this matters with the words, "I love that Erykah did this, because whether they loved it or hated it, everyone will now know Sarah's name and will at least look up who she was." Artists make you think and feel. Erykah did just that. Myah Hasbany, the 22-year-old designer behind the bodysuit, was offered a position as junior couture designer at House of Dior after winning the L'Oreal Professional Young Talent Award at their Central St. Martin's graduation show. A career that started with freestyling to Aphex Twin in a hand-knit outfit now heads toward one of the most prestigious fashion houses in the world. Badu herself is releasing her first album in 15 years this August, a collaboration with The Alchemist called Abby and Alan. Whatever she wears to promote it, people will be watching, talking, and debating. That's exactly the way she likes it.